Morning guys, I'm Katie, the Education Director here at Carolina Tiger Rescue. Thank you for joining us this morning. I have been told it's Wednesday. All the days seem to be blending together. I'm sure you guys feel the same way, but it is Wednesday and it's Wildcat Wednesday here at Carolina Tiger Rescue. So we're going to introduce you to our two lions. We have Reina here, who's hanging up at the fence with us. And then Roman's over in the background. I have a sneaky suspicion that he'll join us in just a minute because I do have a couple of treats for him. Just as a reminder, if you haven't caught the last 2 days, we are at Carolina Tiger Rescue. Anytime we're within 6 feet of our animals, we are wearing masks. And if we're handling, in general, we wear gloves anytime we're handling their food anyway, but that is because there was a tiger that tested positive at the Bronx Zoo for COVID-19. It appears that she got it from an asymptomatic keeper, so everybody here feels just fine, but we just want to make sure that we're keeping everybody safe and healthy, humans and animals alike. So we will be donning the masks for the foreseeable future to keep everybody safe. And just as a side, that tiger up in New York at the Bronx Zoo is expected to make a full recovery, so we're super excited to hear about that. All of our animals are healthy, but again, we just want to keep them that way. So we have two lions here at Carolina Tiger Rescue. We have Reina here, and then Roman is a little harder to see in the background there, but I have a feeling again he'll come up in just a minute. These two lions came from Ohio, because that's where lions come from, right? Lions come from Ohio. Reina, is that where lions come from? No. Lions are actually native to Africa. So if you see the small dot here, so we're mainly aware of the African lion, which is their territory or their natural habitat at this point is all the blue. That used to be wider spread, but of course lions are becoming vulnerable and endangered with human encroachment and unfortunately trophy hunting. And then there is a small little, you can see it up there, a small little range over in Asia, the Asiatic lion, and there's between, I think, 30 and 60 individuals, less than 100 Asiatic lions left. But our guys, we would consider African lions. And what's really cool about lions is they're the only cats that live in the wild. They're the only cats that live in groups, in a social group. And those social groups are, of course, called prides. So a pride can be as few as 3 individuals or as many as 40. And they used to think that only one male would be the father of all these cubs, but what they've realized and found out is that up to 3 or 4 males will actually mate with the females and have cubs. So there tends to be maybe one dominant one, but everybody gets to father some cubs, which is good, and it's helpful with the genetics as well. Reina, the Roman would never admit it. In the wild, Reina would be the one who is going to do all the hunting. She'll go out with all the females and she'll have a hunting party, and everybody within that hunting party has a job. So it may be Reina's job to flush the herd, and what they'll do is they'll find a herd of antelope or zebra and they'll quietly surround it. He's thinking about it. They'll quietly surround it so that they're kind of flanking the herd. And then Reina's job may be to flush that herd. So she'll scatter the herd, and then other female lions will come up and grab either the young or the weak ones. And so they each have a job, which is super cool. And then if you notice, Catherine, I don't know if you can get a good look at her tail. We'll see how much she likes that. So lions are the only cats also with a big tuft on the end of their tail. And scientists don't quite know what that tuft is for, but they think it's actually for communication. So as they've done research, they have found in the wild that if Reina was out there, if she needed everybody to venture over to the right, maybe she sees something that she would want to hunt over to the right, maybe an injured animal, she would flick her tail to the right, and then the whole pride of lions that are going hunting would shift over to the right. So it's a signal, which is super cool. Males have it as well. They will get in the hunting every now and then. They come in and throw their big weight around for bigger animals, but primarily their job is to protect the territory and protect the pride. Now, another cool thing about lions, which I love lions so much, is that lions are what we call sexually dimorphic. That means from far away, you can tell the males from the females. So the males have these big manes, and I'm going to see in just a second if we can get Roman over here so you can see his big mane. But if you notice, between male and female tigers, there's not a difference. So from far away, we wouldn't be able to tell in the wild who is a male and who is a female tiger. And that is because they're not sexually dimorphic. So scientists, again, don't quite know what that mane is for. They used to think it's for protection, because these guys are the ones that are going to protect their pride. And if they have other male lions come in and try to take their territory or their pride, they're going to fight. And so it's like armor around their neck. The other, more likely reason is the bigger, thicker, and darker the mane, the more the female lions are like, oh, he's real cute. He can hang out with us, which is super cool. All right, let me see if I can get Roman over here so you can see his mane. Hey, Roman. So what I've got, Reina knows what's up. What I've got are a couple pieces of chicken. There we go. And I'm gonna make sure that they each get a piece. So I feed them separately, because even though these guys in the wild would work cooperatively together, Roman would always eat first in the wild, and he does that here. But we want to make sure that everybody gets a piece. We also want to make sure they're not fighting over the food. So this is Roman. He is our male lion. As you can see, he's got that big, thick, dark mane. As he ages, that mane is going to get darker and darker, and that's because he has more and more testosterone, which is the hormone that boy lions have more of than girl lions. And in general, boys have more than girls. And you can kind of think of it as a beard. Whereas in males, humans, she said, I'm not going to even try. In male humans, as they grow older, they grow that beard, and then it gets lighter as they get older. His mane's going to get darker. And the more testosterone he has, the bigger and badder he's going to look. And that tells all the females that he is the biggest, baddest, and the best, and that they should let him be in their pride. Reina, do you want to come for another piece? I have one for you.
We have a question about whether or not we separate the lions when it comes to feeding time.
Good question. We do separate them. So they have 2 separate food chutes. And we do separate them to make sure that he gets what he's supposed to get and doesn't steal what she's supposed to have. Let me see if she'll come back over. Reina, come here.
Reina has gone to go lay down with her water dish, apparently.
So if you notice too, I'm using wooden sticks. Those sticks are to make sure that I keep all my fingers. But also, if one of them was to grab the wooden stick and take it, I'm going to let go. And then if they were to break it, it's not going to hurt them. And then they'll also let it go after they lick all the chicken juice off of it.
Is there a difference in length of a mane of a neutered lion?
Oh,
just a sec.
Good
Sorry about
question. Siri thinks we have a question for her, but I got this one.
Sorry about that.
I got this one. So, if you neuter a male lion, Roman is intact. If you neuter a male lion, his mane will actually fall out. So we used to have 2 other male lions named Tarzan and Sebastian, and they were neutered, so they didn't have a mane. That hair just falls out. We don't go in and shave it. If you go on our website and look under the memorial page, on our animals page, you'll find Sebastian and Tarzan there, and you can see pictures of what a neutered male lion looks like. They look a lot like female lions because they don't have that mane. But if we were to neuter Roman, his mane would eventually fall out, and that would give us an indication that he is neutered. Now, I'm going to bring up what may be your next question. He is neutered. He is not neutered. He is intact, but she is spayed. So whenever we have a male and a female together, we do not allow them to breed. That's part of being a federally accredited and Global Federation of Animal Sanctuary accredited sanctuary. And what we don't want are babies. So she is actually spayed, which allows him to stay intact. So they even though he looks like he could father some cubs, he could, but she cannot mother any cubs. So they are safe from having any babies.
Are male lions born with manes?
Oh, good question. Male lions are not born with manes. When they're younger, they look the same. Males and females look the same. Males don't have those manes yet. They start to grow it at about 1.5 years and 2 years. And if you want to see something funny, look up, they actually showed it in The Lion King as they're singing the song, what is it, Hakuna Matata, as Simba ages, and he's got a nice mohawk at one point because he's an adolescent male. These guys, as they grow and grow in that mane, it almost is a mohawk. And so it takes a couple years for that mane to grow in, and then it also takes over time for it to get as big and bushy as Roman's is. When he first came to us, it was nice and blonde, about the color of my hair, and as he ages, it'll continue to darken.
Do your lions like to play with food boxes or not?
So our lions are a little less playful than our tigers. Lions in the wild will sleep up to 20 hours a day. That's just naturally what they do. They're going to sleep the heat of the day away and then start to hunt in the evening and into the night. Our guys will definitely at times get their food within boxes, but they're less apt to play with it than our tigers are. They prefer to just get down to the nitty-gritty, give them their food so they can go back to sleeping.
Why do the lions walk back and forth when you're getting ready to feed them?
Because they're super excited. It's an anticipatory response. So what he's saying is, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, I can't stand it. It's kind of like when you're nervous or excited, you just have all that energy built up and you're going, I want it now, I want it now, I want it now. And their way of saying that is to go back and forth. So as you notice, she got her treat and she's moving away. He's hoping for another one, but he's all done because this one is being saved for somebody else. But they'll hang out for a minute and decide whether or not we have any more food for them. And once they realize that we don't, they're gonna go lay down probably in the shade because it's getting a little warm out here. As if on cue.
I know, right? Roman's like, yep, hot, going to lay down. Do they have a favorite keeper?
Anybody who brings food. So lions are funny. We definitely have seen with our tigers and some of our other cats that they tend to like one person more than another sometimes. Our lions are like, if you bring me food, you're my best friend until the food is gone, and then I don't really care about you anymore. So they don't tend to have any favorites, whereas some of our other cats may.
Do their baby teeth fall out?
Oh, what a great question. They do. So just like kittens, puppies, and humans, they have, they'll grow in those baby teeth, and they call them milk teeth. They're nice and bright and white. And then as they age, those teeth will fall out and those new big canine adult teeth will come in.
Ooh, do lions chuffle?
Another great question. They don't. So they do a noise that he was starting to do. It's called an oof. And that oof can actually be heard up to by human ears about 5 miles away. And they, again, have done research where other lions in Africa have responded to it up to 25 miles away. So this is low, deep oof. We'll see if he's going to do it. Probably not. But it's a call back and forth. So he and Reina would do it to mark territory. They did it a lot. They still do it even though we don't have our other pride of lions, but they would do it a lot in the morning and the evening to call to the other pride of lions to say, hey, we're here. Do you see something going on? We're here. This is our territory kind of thing. I also think they did a little bit of trash talking back and forth, especially after they ate, of like, ha ha ha, I may have got more chicken than you. In the wild, they'll do it to mark their territory, but they also will do it to call out to a pride member who maybe is missing. So mama, if she goes out to hunt and the babies have wandered away from where they were supposed to stay and listen, you know, because babies and toddlers don't listen very well, she will call out to them. She'll do a low oof and bring them back to her. If somebody gets hurt during a hunt and maybe doesn't come back with the hunt when they are supposed to, they will low oof to them so that they can call, so they can find the pride and come back. Using a little sweat. Gosh, it's hot out here. Each oof sounds a little different. I unfortunately don't know these two well enough with their oofs to tell who is who, but they are. You are able to tell a difference between those oofs if you really get to know and listen to them. But no, they don't shuffle. Sorry, it's a long answer to your short question. They don't shuffle. Tigers are the only ones that shuffle.
How many teeth do they have?
I don't know, Catherine. How many teeth do they have?
Well, we do. Remember this? We did this the other day at the table.
We did, and I don't remember what the
They
answer
have
was.
30 teeth.
They have 30 teeth. Ask me hard questions. They have 30 teeth. Look, we all learned together.
And how big are their canines?
So their canines rival that of those of the tigers. They'll be 2 to 3 inches, or about the length of your thumb. Roman here, he's got his mouth open a little bit. Of course, he's going to close it. See, they do what they want, never when you want them to. But those teeth, again, those canine teeth are those killing teeth. That's going to help latch onto the prey and yank that prey down. Another mark of a big cat, so we've talked about big cats roar and small cats purr. Another mark of the big cat is if Roman comes back, you'll notice, or she doesn't look like she's coming back. They have big, more muscular front ends than they do hind ends. And if we get a good look at one of our, I think tomorrow is servals, so tune in tomorrow, I'll tell you the difference and show you how servals back ends are a little different than these guys. But they have big front ends, so they're gonna use those front ends and that weight to grab onto the prey and pull them down to the ground. So they want most of their muscle and their weight in the front end to pull them down. Hey, Roman. He says no. Such a lion. Do what I want.
How old are these guys?
That's a great question. Over 10. Yeah, I don't know. Way to stop me. I think they're 10 or 11. No, they're older than that. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I have no idea. They're definitely in the early teens.
We want to know, will lions fight tigers?
Will lions fight tigers? Great question. No. So remember, lions live in Africa, whereas tigers live over in Asia. So even that little small subset of Asiatic lions, they don't live where the tigers do, so they're not going to meet in the wild. And that is where, if you see other facilities that are breeding lions and tigers together, that does not occur naturally. Their DNA actually is very different than tiger DNA. Our DNA is closer to that of chimpanzees and gorillas than cat species are to one another. So that inbreeding and that crossbreeding and the hybridization of them, it's not good for them, and it's never going to occur in the wild. He's thinking about it. So this is generally what these guys are going to do. They are going to sleep and sleep and sleep, again, 20 hours a day in the wild. Our lions probably sleep about 22 hours a day. It won't necessarily be 20 hours straight, although they would appreciate it if it did. He's circling around like a cat at home to lay down and find his spot. But they'll get up and go hunt or mark their territory, and then they'll come back and again sleep that day away, that hot sun in Africa. Any last questions?
How old are lions in captivity and in the wild?
So in the wild, typically lions, like your big cats, will live 8 to 10 years. In captivity, they can live to late teens and early 20s. Our oldest lion passed away in December, and he was 17 or 18 years old when he passed away. You notice too, Roman is grooming himself, so he's got a tongue just like your cats at home with those papillae or those barbs on there, and he uses that to groom himself. He also will use that in the wild to pull the fur off of any of his prey or the feathers off of any of his prey.
Marissa gave us an assist that there'll be 11 in June.
Oh, thanks, Marissa. Marissa's our volunteer coordinator. Thanks. They're going to be 11 in June. See, I was close. 10, 11. It's hard to keep track of 50 animals' birthdays. Good. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this morning. and meeting our lions. I'm gonna try to do what they're gonna do, which is take a nap, but I don't think I'm gonna be allowed to. No, I'm being told I am not allowed to. So if you want to if you want to learn more about lions, check out our website, carolinetigerrescue.org. Your activity for today is to tell us about your pride. So remember, lions are the only ones that live in family groups, so they're pride. So we want to hear about your pride at home, and that can encompass a lot of different people and or animals. So we're excited to see what you come up with. And if you want to learn about even more about lions, we have some awesome books in the gift shop that you can purchase online and we'll ship to you. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to check in with our 4 serval girls that came from British Columbia back in November and tell you a little bit about how we do vet procedures and do x-rays and stuff. So that should be fun. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Nap like a lion, and especially nap like a lion for me. Thank you guys. Have a good day.